President Biden is so absent from the campaign trail and from his own mind that the Democrats are starting to mock him, calling him Bigfoot. The Big Eye's top Dem challenger launching this political ad that pokes fun at the president for ducking the Democratic primary race.
I thought I was good at hiding, so I asked around, have you seen Joe? I mean, how can you have tens of thousands of people looking for you all the time and not one person find you? I looked for him everywhere, even the Democratic primary debate. No, Joe.
And while the White House keeps Biden locked up in the cellar, the White House is now banking on Kamala to be able to put more than two words together. The Veep sharing her deep thoughts with the ladies of The View.
What are you going to do to stop the crazies?
I am scared as heck. We should all be scared.
Yeah.
But as we know, and certainly this is a table of very powerful women, we don't run away from something when we're scared. We fight back against it.
That's right.
We've done a lot of good work. We need to let people know who brung it to them. There's a split screen that you can throw up and see.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the choice between what is about respecting our democracy, what is about competence versus chaos.
Dana, interesting. So Biden gets compared to Bigfoot, and Kamala gets to see Bigfoot up close at The View.
Really? I didn't see.
She was talking right next to Bigfoot.
But I couldn't see Bigfoot. I couldn't see it. A couple of things. There's another, yet again, a Kamala Harris makeover, and she's going to come out and she's going to have a new full court press. They decided to go with the ABC contingent. They got to spend a whole day with her yesterday, and she got the full treatment online, the podcast, the nightly news, and of course The View. I hated that she said, "I'm scared to death." You're the vice president of the United States. Say, "I'm scared. We're going to win. It's going to be fine." Like, where's the confidence? And then she tries to back that off. Then she talks about chaos. What's interesting is that in Iowa, and I know they don't care about these people, but in Iowa, 35% of the Republicans who voted said they want disruption in the country. So they're not looking for the stability that the Biden administration says that they can continue on for another 8 years. And last point on Dean Phillips, the guy who's running against Biden, this creates an interesting pain point for Biden a little bit in New Hampshire, because Biden's name is not on the ballot. Dean Phillips' name is on the ballot, and many other Democrats are running in that primary, and Biden is nowhere to be found. You can write his name in, and they're trying to do that. They're having to spend like $4 million, I think, to try to get people to write in Biden's name on this ballot. It doesn't exude confidence.
Not at all. Harold, do you know why he's called Bigfoot?
I do not.
He's got big feet. You know, what do you think of Dean Phillips anyway? I love his screwdrivers.
Look, I think if you're going to run against somebody in a primary, and especially the president of your own party, I wouldn't be running commercials with Bigfoot. I'd be contrasting myself with him, what I'd be doing differently, or whatever the issue might be. Well, I think it's funny, but I think you got to be serious if you're running. If you run for a lesser office, maybe you get a chuckle. But if you're going to run for the president in your own party, you got to do that. Now, if I were the president, I'd go to New Hampshire, and I'd campaign for a day or so and make clear to Democrats there what's at stake. 2 or 3, with Kamala Harris, it amazes me, and Dana's talked about this before, you can't get the 3 or 4 bullet points down. I mean, you have to be able to say, our campaign is going to be about touting how we've invested more in America's ability to build innovative things, from medicines to chips to cars, to ensuring that America's a leader. 2, we're going to make it where every woman and doctor doesn't have to fear healthcare choices and talking about them. We're going to make sure that we cut taxes for those earning on the foreign. These are the basic things. I don't know how you're not able to articulate and ramp off these points one by one by one by one, and then talk about the other stuff. As we said in Iowa, when you talk about threats to democracy, it cuts both ways. Republicans think of it as you're saying you're attacking Donald Trump, and Democrats think of it as saying you should attack Donald Trump. So this is not an on-the-level kind of number here. So I think the economy and border security will continue to be the foremost issues on voters' minds. And if the White House and the president and Congress are able to address those issues, it not only will help the country, but it will help the party, help his party in the process, and I think even help Republicans as well.
Judge, Dean Phillips, Kamala, you pick.
Well, I agree with Dana. I think that Kamala, maybe she's had some media training. There's something different about her now. But what amazes me is she's kind of like Jill when Jill says he's got more energy than anybody I know. She says Joe Biden can see around corners. Really? Could he see around the corners with the baby formula disaster? Could he see around the corner with Afghanistan? Could he see around the corner with the classified documents that he had for 20 years that he wasn't even supposed to take out of this skiff? I mean, and the whole idea that she's scared and she says, quote, we should all be scared. She's the vice president of the United States. She should be saying, you know, we've got your back. We've got you. This is America. The Biden administration is working for you. Instead, I mean, they just watch their numbers go lower and lower. And you know what? He's got 18% on immigration, and now he wants to deal with it. Now, the 9 months before the election, now they want to deal with it. We had the biggest month in history last month. I mean, Americans all over consider themselves part of a border state when they're not. And then she says the media is against us. Are you kidding? The media is carrying their water. The media is carrying their stories. We just did it in the last block. They won't even correct it when they get something wrong. And finally, this idea that she says Republicans have nothing to run against Joe Biden except his age. Well, 74% of Americans think he shouldn't run because of his age. So nothing she says is saving or helping them.
Jesse, what have you to say about this topic?
I think the Biden campaign's getting a facelift. And I think Kamala might be the new face of the campaign. Biden probably is going to let Obama take the reins of the campaign. And it's because he's shot, he can't walk, he can't talk, he can't campaign. Every time he goes out there, he fake jogs. He does events. They call them, and he doesn't even deliver a speech. And then he disappears for a few days, and then he pops up and screams democracy, and then just go back to Delaware and hides. I'm kicking myself. I didn't think of the Bigfoot analogy. That is a sticky analogy. An honest press would gobble that up and run with it. These people make their living on content, on conflict, on buzz. And the Bigfoot thing, it's beautiful. I was going to say the White House is like the Bermuda Triangle. Joe goes near it and doesn't see him for a week. But again, these are the kind of things that if you were covering a campaign, you'd put right out there.
Yeah.
But they're covering up a campaign, and that's why it's a sin.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.